The fifth GRA organized Taxpayer Awards ceremony was attended by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Adama Barrow, for the second year running. The event has become a key highlight in the activities of the Gambia Revenue Authority to recognize and award outstanding institutions, companies, and individuals for their voluntary tax compliance and also spur others to embrace their tax obligations. Therefore, beyond the glamour and celebrations, the Commissioner General Yakuba Dabo described the event as very important as it enables the Gambia Revenue Authority to fulfill its mandate by raising the required resources for national development.
This annual Taxpayers Award, now in its fifth edition, is an initiative of the management of GRA to create a forum to recognize the most compliant taxpayers in our economy as a reward to their unwavering commitment to fulfilling their tax obligation and civic duties. It is also meant to promote and foster a culture of voluntary compliance among taxpayers. As we all know, the Gambia is a tax-based economy, and as such, taxes are the lifeblood of our economy, providing the necessary funding for the public goods and services.
Commissioner General Dabo said the last financial year had been challenging for the authority due to the disruption of supply chains and the rising energy prices caused by the war in Europe. But the GRA was able to meet the government's revised target of over $12.5 billion.
In 2022 financial year, GRA collected the sum of $12.78 billion, exceeding the target by 0.3%. This revenue performance represents a marginal growth of 0.3% over the 2021 revenue performance.
The chairperson of the Board of Directors, Lucis Fay, said the Gambia Revenue Authority will continue to increase efforts aimed at maximizing its revenue collection with the adoption of innovative and cost-effective digital platforms.
As a board, we follow best practice in the discharge of our responsibilities. I am glad to report that in the past 12 months, in the year 2022, the board has approved several policies, the implementation of which will result in the transformation of GRA into a digitalized and efficient revenue collection authority.
For the Minister of Energy, Abdul Job, this recognition of outstanding taxpayers has led to a marked increase in the GRA revenue collection over the years, adding that this will strengthen the reform agenda of the authority.
As citizens, we should all feel obliged to pay our taxes in order to build our country and set ourselves free. As you are all aware, government is currently implementing free basic education with modern schools being constructed to meet the demand of the education sector. These and other investments in the health, agriculture, infrastructure, among others, call for mobilization of additional resources.
The President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, acknowledged the positive contributions of the Gambia Revenue Authority in national development, arguing that economic prosperity largely hinges on tax collection and reforms, noting with appreciation the remarkable achievements registered in the last 5 years.
These events is of particular interest to my government and the whole nation. The government has been a great benefactor of the private sector, but it also benefits a great deal from the sector's successes. Their contribution to the country's tax revenue base, for example, is enormous. Accordingly, our potential to local for national development programs largely depends on this revenue base.
The President therefore thanked all the awardees and reassured that government will prioritize the creation of the right environment for the private sector to thrive, as this will enable government to raise the necessary resources to fund projects without depending on foreign aid.
The economic outlook for low-income countries among which is the Gambia, is promising this year. It is projected that economic growth will rise marginally from 4.8% in 2022 to 4.9%. And we are hopeful that this will be a year of relief from the physical challenges of last year. Despite the global economic challenges in 2022, domestic revenue surpassed international trade receipts for the first time since the creation of GRA.
The event later witnessed the presentation of awards to 35 deserving individuals, companies and institutions by the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, and his host, Yankuba Dabo. This includes some of the biggest and most notable companies in the Gambia, ranging from the goods and services sector to general trading. For the organizers and participants, this event was a celebration and recognition of the close and cordial relationship between the tax authority and the taxpayers as they work together to break new grounds in their collective desire to meet the expectations of the Gambian people. Mamadou Diallo, GRTS News.